Aloha sports fans, and welcome to the Maui News Sports Report. I'm Rob Colias, joined by Jordan Helly once again. And Jordan, we had an absolutely jam-packed weekend of MIL action, so let's get right to it. We've got to start with the number one ranked team in the state, the Lahainaluna girls basketball team. They roll into the state tournament on the heels of their 91st and 92nd straight MIL wins. Very easy victories. And I love the new format that the Lunas are looking at for the state tournament.
Yeah, pilot program, first time ever. The state association is doing this. A 2-weekend state tournament, regional format where Lahainaluna will be able to host a quarterfinal game. Semifinals and finals will take place the following weekend on Oahu. The date to mark your calendars, February 8th at the Lahaina Civic Center. That night, Lahainaluna girls will be able to host a state tournament game. Clear your calendars. Let's make sure that place is rocking, as it will be. We know that Westside community will be in full force, and on the rest of the island will be backing them as we move into the state tournament mindset. I think it's a great opportunity for one of the better teams, probably a top 3-4 program in the state in the last 5 years or so, with that state championship just a few seasons back. This is as good a team as that one, on a march toward another state title, and for them to host a game on Maui is just huge.
No doubt about it. They host that game. They scout they play the winner of a game they can scout the night before, and then they have a week between at home to practice, prepare for that Final Four. Only have to win 2 on Oahu. I really think this team is going to win a state title. The Molokai girls wrapped up the D2 basketball title with a 13-1 run through the MIL, and they did it, Jordan, with a win over Lanai in the tournament final.
Yeah, the Pine Lass is kind of a little bit of a Cinderella run. Big win on Wednesday in a playoff game. Upset Seabury of Thursday night. Came back Friday and hung with Molokai, the Farmers, for about a quarter and a half, and then the Lady Farmers' depth and size kind of took its toll without their best player, Shania Molena, for most of the season. Hepua Faleali'i, their point guard, power forward Ilana Meyer, really stepped up throughout the season, particularly in that D2 league tournament. Lady Farmers have been on quite a run in the last 5 years or so. They've got a state title to their name as well. They move back into the state tournament.
And volleyball player Taylor Kali'i Ho'omalu adds a ton to that team. I love to watch her play. In the second place playoff game Saturday night, King Kekalike really showed that they are the second best team in the MIL. They bounced back with a big win over Maui High.
Yes, second ever state berth for that program, girls basketball team at King Kekalike. Went a couple seasons ago. They're back in. I think Coach Cy Peters has done an amazing job his first year at the helm, getting them back into the state tournament.
And in a physical soccer match up country, a red card given in the first half. Kamehameha plays the rest of the game down a man, but they come out with a 2-1 win over King Kekalike. That was a de facto play-in match for a state berth.
Yeah, anytime you get kind of the triumvirate of top programs in the MIL, Baldwin thrown into that mix with King Kekalike, Kamehameha Maui, it's going to be physical, it's going to be tough, it's going to come down to the wire, much like a game earlier in the week between Baldwin and King Kekalike, a 2-1 victory for Baldwin. Last night, Kamehameha eking it out over Na'ali'i in a game that, as you mentioned, physical as can be. Kamehameha played down a man for about 3/4 of that match, had a player sent off early in that contest. King Kekalike, with the tough week that they had, kind of out-of-state tournament contention now. Baldwin, barring a pretty major upset in the last week of play, will be able to leapfrog Kamehameha. They have a game in hand over the Warriors for the number 1 seed, the league title going into the state tournament. But it'll be 2 teams. Kamehameha Maui did a very good job in last year's state tournament, making it to the semifinals, that are going in with pretty strong resumes into the state tournament.
No doubt. Those 2 are going to represent the MIL very well. In a big mid-season MIL Division I boys basketball game, 5th-ranked Baldwin goes inside to Teva Eldridge and Josiah Maglenti Tonu. Really, the first time they kind of found their 6'5" center all season, and they eke out a 49-43 win in really an electric atmosphere at the Lahaina Civic Center, and they're in command now.
Yeah, it's Baldwin 7-1 after 2 full rounds of play. 2-game lead in the loss column over Lahainaluna. Very big win. Anytime you can go on the road and win a game in Lahaina at the Civic Center, whether it's at the great atmosphere that is Lahainaluna Gymnasium, a big win for them. Big production out of the center position, as you mentioned, kind of almost been their one weak spot throughout the season, but a big game from Josiah Maglente Tonu for Lahaina Luna. They made it tough on Baldwin, who is a very good team, well regarded around the state, but they're in kind of a log jam fighting for that second place standing in Division 1 with Kinke Kaulike. Maui High has been right there. Kamehameha Maui picked up a big win, their first win of the season. They've got some guys back after the winter break, so it's going to be a very, very interesting final round of the regular season heading into the league tournament.
No doubt. And to wrap things up, in a rare feat on Saturday in the 5th and final MIL regatta, Seabury Hall sweeps all 3 disciplines with a big upset in the boys' race.
Yeah, kind of a wild Saturday for the paddling community. Had to move that regatta 2 times to get it because of ocean conditions, rough ocean conditions. Ended up taking place at Kahului Harbor. Seabury, as you mentioned, sweeping boys, girls, and the mixed crews. Kind of that final tune-up before the state regatta next weekend. And looking particularly at that boys race, Seabury and Baldwin, 2 very legit state title contenders. So it'll be very interesting to keep your eye on them as they move towards the state regatta.
No doubt those 2 would not surprise me by going 1-2 next week at Ke'e Lagoon. And that's it for our Maui News Sports Report this week. And send us your bobbleheads.